on focus, I was saying that you have to be focused. Like for us, basically most of our friends are doctors. So if you're not careful, you tend to move with the flow, or somebody else is selling bags, shoes, and you're thinking she's doing well. Okay, I have a brother in the US or a sister in America, in London. Should I add shoes? Halfway something else starts trending. Maybe hair starts trending. Okay, I have a auntie that sells hair. Maybe I should carry hair and sell hair. Then you're basically pulling yourself in different directions. But when you've prayed and you've gotten that career path or that business you feel strongly that is you, there is need for you to focus on that business and give it attention. Go for necessary trainings, go for exhibitions, go for shows, So aside from that, something else that helped me was my tribe. Like I said, a lot of my friends were doctors, working class people. So it kept making me depressed. Like, these ones don't just go to work or whatever it is, and they just get paid. So I said, pray, and I said, God, can you get me people? I'm also a mother. I'm also a wife at that time. I had gotten married at the time. Fast forward, had gotten married at the point. So, and I was like, God, okay, how am I going to do it? The guys don't have the issues that me, I have. Other can get up. Hey, Angel, I have training in Lagos. I'm off. Me, I have to think of food to keep in the house. I was getting pregnant in between. That's another challenge. One moment you're pregnant, the next one you're breastfeeding. You can decide to just stop at that point. But when you have a tribe and you have friends that push, you just keep pushing. So that's where tribe comes in for you. You have to have people, support system that push you. You brainstorm with. They're like, babe, what's up? Come up. It's not posted. You're not posting. You're not doing anything. They push you because temperament comes in. Sometimes you're laid back. Some people are go-getters. When you have a mix-up, they kind of just push you and you just go, Another thing is you have to have your values right. You must have your value system right. Why are you in business? Are you going to make money at all costs? Anyhow, let's make money. Somebody said on Instagram, how did you make your money? Please show us all working. When you have maths in class, and they say 1 + 2 +, you say 50. Say, no, how did you get the 50? So can I trace your wealth? Do you understand? Can I trace your wealth? I need to know how you made your money. Was it hard work or was it selling your body? Your brand, what do you want to be known for? What are you synonymous with? Do you understand? If I'm doing cakes, is it cake that is paying my bill? It's fine. You have to figure out these things on time so that you figure out who you want. If you're going to do whatever it takes and then come and be fronting your business, someone will come on and make a comment about you. Please stop making noise. We know how you made your money. Is that really what you want? If that's what you want, that's fine. If you like drama, that's fine. But you have to figure out these things on time. So for me, I got to a point, I said, okay, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to focus on it. Okay, I've read medicine. I didn't do well in medicine. I must do well in this one I've decided to do. So I gave it attention. Another thing is, there are behind the scene years of every business. There are behind the scene years of every business. You must give yourself time to crawl, to walk, and to run. Don't come out today and want to be something overnight. That is what will make you to cut corners. Like in my industry, people will go and pull out other people's pictures and post on their page, and front is their own. Internet will call you out, people will call you out. And so whatever height you think you've achieved, you will crash land. And then your brand is now known with scam. So that's what happens when you want to make it fast. Other people will demarket somebody else. They come to you to do cake for you. Make the cake and shut your mouth. You start saying Miss B uses cheap material. Miss A, cheap competition is not necessary. So you must figure out what your values are from day one. I don't have to pull somebody else down for my business to trend. So the sky is big enough for everybody. Do you understand? And then for me, you have to figure out what makes you tick. Am I going to make money at all costs? No, I won't do that. Some people will charge you and then they will go behind and then do something substandard for you. I won't do that. If I give you my bill and it's too much, I'm sorry, you can walk, but if you pay, I will deliver. So I'm not willing to just do anything to make money. You have to ask yourself this question. What do you want to be known for? My husband once told me, do you want to be a slum DJ that they call you for good cakes, or do you want to be the one they call for anyhow cake? These are things you must settle from day one. You must figure it out from day one, because if you figure it out, you know how much investment you put in yourself. Who is your target market? Who are you targeting to reach? That will determine how much investment you will make in yourself. If you're building a skyscraper, that determines how much you put in your foundation. If you're building a BQ, if you're building a thatch house, but if it's a skyscraper, you have to invest, do your foundation right, get the best hands. So I'm not going to cut corners trying to train myself. I might not buy hair. If I had hair and I had a training I had to go for, I would dump the hair and go for my training. I've had to pay 150K for a day for a class. That's my value. Somebody else will go and buy hair, but that will show in my business. So you must place your priorities right. Do you understand? Yes, you have somewhere you want to be, but give yourself time to grow. Invest in your foundation. Get the things right from day one. Figure out who you are. You know. So and of course, I can't even just overemphasize the God factor. That's the truth. The thing is, in the business world, there are behind the scene powers. So no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you invest in yourself, no matter how hard you push, there's a God factor that gives you the extra leap. That's the truth. For me, that has been a major turn up for me, because I wasn't very pushy on the internet. I wasn't very, forward and all that. But somehow it's been God. A lot of big jobs I've gotten have been behind the scene jobs that somehow a cake I've made somewhere. So who made that cake? Oh, okay. Let the person bake for me. So that's really it, because even in business, you have to keep reinventing yourself, and it's the Holy Spirit that gives you ideas. That's the truth.
Yes, guys. So, in addition to what she said, one of the very things we need to look into is try to build your mindset. Because majority of the times, before you start, if you don't actually have a very strong mindset, I'm sorry, you will go anywhere. You won't start. The God factor. One of the very beautiful things about this is the moment you get to pray and then you realize or get the confirmation from God, you tend to see that mindset grow naturally. That mindset builds naturally. Yeah, it's actually one of the very key things you need to actually have in your head, or you need to actually have in your heart, because if you do not have a strong mindset, I'm sorry, you can go nowhere. One of the reasons I actually said this was because even now I started, this talk show is actually just 6 months. So most of the times, right? The thing is, there are two categories of people who are going to be around you. The first pair of people are the people who would encourage you, and the second pair are the people who would discourage you. Now, the people who will encourage you are the people who, one way or the other, they might not even see the bigger picture of what you are doing, but because they love you, they just try to talk to you. Or basically people who are even experienced or so, or people who even see the picture, the bigger picture. They just see that, they just keep encouraging you and all of that. Okay. But the people who actually discourage you are people who don't actually see that bigger picture. Yes. There's another reason why I said you should build your mindset. Yeah, because I know quite alright, so many people are doing certain things today because their friends are doing, or they feel that this path is going to actually give them the money which they want. But it's unfortunate that some people don't actually know that God actually gave each and every one of us that thing in us which is going to support us out uniquely, and every single thing in us, one way or the other, is aligned that we get money out of it. So when people don't see it that way, you tend to see yourself being distracted, just like the focus she made mention of. So when you don't have the bigger mindset here, when you don't have a strong mindset here, people will just come around you, and when they talk to you, you get broken down. You get distracted. Even as I am, some people just ask me, this thing you're doing, where's the money source? Like, do you know where, do you get paid? Even as I am, people say this. And I'm just like, well, I might not be seeing the money right now, but I just see something big ahead that I'm sure most people are not even seeing or don't even see. So you see, now how do you encourage yourself? You know, there are these two things I always live with. There are these two things. Anybody who knows me too well knows that I live on these two things. You know, I can and I believe. You know, these two words, I always say it, I say it all the time. You know, I can, I believe. Because generally, even the people you admire today, one way or the other, in fact, there was a point at which they were like you. Because you tend to face a lot of challenges. Yeah, sometimes it might be a financial challenge. Majority of the times is okay. You just feel so down and cold that okay, this thing you're trying to do is not turning positive the way you want, or the speed of light is not actually connecting. In fact, let me just add to it. These three things I actually just live with, I actually just build myself with is I can, I believe, and then you cry. You cry. You know, I don't just tell people to cry. I tell them whenever you cry to the right source. You know, this is actually what so many of us don't know, but truth be told, these are things, trials would always come when you want to start something. You have it in your head, you have the idea in your head, but I'm sorry, something is actually bridging it, okay? So it's not actually working as quick as how you want it. So when it doesn't work that way, you need to live by those words. I can, I believe. And also when it comes, you tear up, you cry. But you know what? You cry. Do not just cry. Cry to the right source. You know, there's this thing my dad told me. My dad used to tell me the graph of life. He used to make mention of this word, the graph of life. He said, life is like, you know, today the path is up, tomorrow it goes down. You know, this is what my dad used to say. So could it be that today you are this part of life and then you're still trying to push, and tomorrow, you know, the graph comes up again and you're fine? Besides, you know, the people you actually admire today, let me tell you something. There is a very huge possibility that majority of the people who are great today actually went through what you're going through at the moment. Well, I missed out her part on which she was talking to us on how to encourage ourselves, but I picked one thing also. She said, try to read out inspiring books, try to search motivational books. You know, those people who are your role models, go read their success stories. I mean, this is what I do. You know, you read their success stories, encourage yourself, and then when you just do those things, you just understand that what you're facing today, or the people who you admire, or the person who you're admiring, probably or basically went through what you're going through. So you see, it's a skill of life that we actually need to understand. Just try to encourage yourself, you know, boost your mind, you know, speak to yourself, tell yourself, live by the words, I can, I believe, you know, and then it's okay to cry. Don't hold it back. But you don't need to hold it back. You just cry. But you know what I used to say? You know what I always say? Do not just cry. Cry to the right source. Yeah.
Quite frankly, sincerely, the very first thing to do is to go pray and be sure this is what you are supposed to be doing. That's the truth. That's a sincere truth. Because you can have a lot of ideas. You need to be able to figure out where the ideas are coming from. Is it pressure from friends? Is it Instagram? Is it, you know, it's only what God blesses that will go foul. There's a level in your life where you're just doing business to get by. That's fine. There's a level of whatever your hands find to do with all your might. But if you're thinking of something you want to consolidate on and build on and invest on, man, you need to go pray. Do your research, do your assignment. Be sure this is what you can really do. That's the truth. Because you know what will keep you in that business during the downside? That confirmation you got at that point. It's just like if you're about to get married. This guy is this and that. If you've not prayed and you've gotten that go ahead to marry that guy, and you marry that guy, trust me, the slightest issue you have, devil will come running by. Are you sure he's a person? Are you sure you shouldn't have married Stephen? Are you sure you shouldn't have been Patrick? Because you never really got that conviction that it is, for example, my husband. My husband is the best thing that ever happened to me. I prayed through. Do you understand? So if anything happens along the line, my first reaction is not, maybe God is angry because I married the wrong person. That's the first thing the devil will put at you. So you won't be able to eliminate that, aside from other things that will come at you to make you feel down. So before you invest in that business and invest everything, be sure that you have that conviction that this is what I'm supposed to do. So no matter the amount of pressure, if I deviate, I remember I heard clearly. I actually met my husband from doing cakes. Can you imagine? That's how I met my husband. Do you get? So I am a strong believer. Yes, Madima, that's how I met my husband. And Ruth's doing business. That's why. Maybe that's, I don't know, but that's how I met. Do you get? Yeah, nice, yeah, right? Nice. Romantic, right? Really cool. And you know, that also helps me in my business, because part of the challenges you can have as a woman, your husband being able to understand you would have those stressful times. Part of the pressure you face as a woman is your husband going the long haul with you. By the time the kids start coming, how are you going to push? So, I mean, there's so many things, but the God factor is the main thing, quite frankly. Yeah. So that will be my parting word. Get the confirmation from God, quite frankly. So that through it all, you can surmount it and you come out strong and you come out fine. Yeah.